3 picks in one half.
Yeah.
In one
3
quarter,
picks in one quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It was like just consecutive drives almost.
You gotta figure out a way to win that game. And like the fact to me, just looking at the numbers, and this is admittedly one game that we just watched on TV, and I hadn't gone back and done the all 22. But when you've got Spencer Rattler throwing the ball 40 plus times in a game, that's not a check. Okay, that's like an X in the win column. And then on top of that, I mean, I thought this was a typo. 270 something yards of rushing offense for
590
for the Bucs
total.
Yeah,
offensive.
277 on the ground.
277 on the ground. Those are college numbers. Mm-hmm. New Orleans has given up 1,000 yards in a week, basically.
The
Bucs in a 7-day
have
span.
A good run game, bro.
The Bucs are not supposed to.
They were dead last in the league last year,
but they got Bucky Irving now,
and Sean Tucker.
I was the other guy, Tucker. Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm saying Bucky
out there, dude.
Bucky Irving gives them something down in and down out that they hadn't had yet. Now you add this kid in the mix, and I don't know if he's going to get more looks, like with Rachaad White coming back at some point and being, a guy who's maybe in the doghouse a little bit. I don't know.
White,
but this guy bounces the ball really well. Like, so you get a little bit of thunder and lightning with him. You get a little bit of like skill set variation, and that's 277, and it just was a million chunks.
Dude, it was kind of a weird game too. Like, I was not expecting the Bucs to run the ball as well as they did. Baker threw 3 picks. He's protected the ball pretty well this season, but like one of them was bad. He threw a ball into double coverage. He got fooled by coverage. Other 2 were not his fault. One of them
they're tipped.
It was like a low ball, and it got tipped up perfectly to the defender. The other one was tipped by the white D tackle Brazil or whatever the hell his name is, caught by Cam Jordan. And then the Bucs, dude, they had like 15 penalties or something like that. It felt like every single play there was a penalty, and they were playing behind the sticks and then converting.
And to add,
weirdest thing about this,
I think I hurt my knee this morning, guys.
Weirdest thing about this whole game is the Saints scored all 27 points in the second quarter.
No, it was like they hit him, and that's the most impressive thing to me about the Bucs winning this game. You spend the whole week worrying about your possessions, your families, your friends, your house. You get home, there's going to be a fucking crocodile in the house. Mm-hmm. Like, these are the things you're worried about after that hurricane. Think about everything you went through this week, Bo. And you know how this is. All these guys are
the vibe in Tampa was fucked this week. All right, take it from your boy.
And they go and they practice somewhere else, and they have all this pressure on them because you want to win for the city, and you've convinced yourself you can really help by doing that and boost morale. And you come out there in the second quarter and you get punched square in the mouth in a building that, as I mentioned before, like that's a place known for ugly things happening to teams. Like when things go bad down there, it goes really
loud.
Yeah. And they'll run the fucking score up, and they ran the score up, not even trying to, just like, hey, you can't stop us. And I don't know, Werner was out for New Orleans. Like, that makes a difference. Is that how important he is to his defense? The question I have to ask New Orleans fans is it time to hit the reset button? I think Thursday with Sean Payton coming in, if you lose this game, I know we hyped.
Got to get health.
I know we hyped you guys up for the first 3 weeks of the season, but living off the Dallas and Carolina wins now is looking a little cute. And God doesn't like ugly, okay? And so ever since the Eagles game, dude stands over Devontae Smith and spits on him as he lays there unconscious. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for you, and I got to say, like, I think as an appreciator of good football, it might be better if the reset button is hit sooner than later, because not only from a coaching standpoint, Dennis Allen's winning percentage is like down near, it's historically bad for somebody who spent that much time as a head coach. And then on top of it, and I think he's a good D coordinator and everything, but on top of it, your team has gotten old as fuck. You gotten old, man. Like, look at the best players on your team. Look at a lot of the highest paid players on that team. They're in their 30s, like look at the guys that, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, Matthew, Derek Carr, Kamara's getting up there in years. Like, you do have some young talent. Bub Means yesterday. Bub Means yesterday. And Olave and Shaheed and guys like that. And so there is a nucleus of young talent on this team. It's time to like maybe flip the script a little bit and say, hey, DeMario Davis is up there in years. He's still a dog. But I'm just saying overall, this team is older. It might be time to get out while you still can. I brought this up earlier. I have no idea if this is possible or if it's attractive to them because Spencer Rattler at least looked like a guy. You want to talk about getting a guy some reps and saying, hey, maybe he's the future. And you might get him killed behind this line, right? And that's part of the calculus talking about Drake May. But like maybe it's time to give him a little run Derek's hurt right now. And maybe it's time to shop Derek.
I was just about to say, do the Saints have anyone like worth trading for or like trying to get rid of?
Yeah, if they decided to if the Saints were like, hey, yard sale, there'd be a few players that people would come out and kick the tires on.
Okay.
Like I don't know how Saints fans feel about this, but it's Trevor Penning sucks. I'd have to agree. I agree. I agree. And also, he's a guy that I don't have a problem saying that because I think he's dirty. And if I played against him, I wouldn't like him. So,
yes.
But Saints fans,
that slay block.
You got to figure this out. Like, where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? And I think pretty soon you're going to have to. Derek Carr, though. Derek Carr.
Where could he go?
Miami.
That would actually be really fun.
Yeah.
That'd be really fun. I think Jalen Waddle and Tyree.
I think everybody would have fun.
2 thumbs up.